Okay, we've got one of these controllers in. It's a Ryzen motor, 36 to 72 volt SVMC 7245. So it's basically like a little Sabvoton controller, sine wave, regen braking, all that fun stuff. Now, 45 amps, 2000 watts. What's happened is basically it's blown. If you go between the positive and the negative here, shouldn't do that. It's not correct. I have previously cut off the battery. This is, you know, it's knackered. It's going in the bin anyway. I'm just going to keep some connectors and probably the that port in case I need to replace it. But I thought we'd look inside and see if we can see what's going on with it. Could be interesting. You never know. Might make for an interesting video. See how blown up it is. There's obviously some form of water damage. I think the bike got left outside, so the battery might have stopped working. Then it got left outside, or the controller blew. Then the battery stopped working. Hard to tell because the battery was had a melted nickel strip in it, which normally only happens when a controller blows because it's, you know, it's shorted. But who knows? Oh, yeah, that smells like fire. Smell-o-vision. If only we had smell-o-vision. It's not nice. I'm not reusing any of this, so this is all going to go in the bin. Unless it's aluminium, then it'll go in the scrap. It's kind of a shame, really, because these controllers I thought were reasonably bulletproof. It's only maybe a year old. But who knows what happened to it. Let's loosen off some of these stuffing glands, which do let the water in, you know, unless they're full of silicone, which they're not, because obviously there's all the gaps in the middle of the wires. Okay. There you go, look, MQCON. So it is actually a, well, the people that bought Sabvoton out. I don't think any of the controllers since the original Sabvoton have gone bust have been that good, really. MQCON stuff's not that great. It's fine, but, you know, they're often broken. No idea where I was. Got a phone call come in then. But that's the little Allen bit for that. We've got to undo these. It's all covered in globs and globs and globs of delicious silicone grease. Oh, it's stripped out. Yay. Of course it has. Oh, no matter. Let's try this one. Oh, that one worked. Oops. Definitely did that one up, didn't I? Possibly not my finest moment. It's just spinning now. What have I got? I've got a 5/64. If that's how you say that. That also fits. Hopefully that's a bit of a tighter fit. Nope. Or we've got a 3/32, which doesn't fit. Nothing's ever easy, is it? Maybe that one will work in there. Please work. Nope. Great. Great. The normal answer to this is hammer in the next size up Torx bit, and then you'll be able to pop it out. That's my tiny miniature hammer. Tap that in there. Out. Great. Luckily, none of it's going back together, so it doesn't matter. There it goes. Right. Doesn't even look that blown up. I'd imagine it'll be MOSFETs on the bottom, but in there all looks, you know, reasonable. Don't even smell that bad now. Again, MQCON marked boards there. All looks fine. Fine. It's fine, the big resistor isn't melted. The caps aren't all popped. Nothing looks awful. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see if we can delve a little bit deeper. There's not even a screw in that bit. Blech. Delicious. Undo all these MOSFETs. Ah. Oh. I wonder if this solder melted. There's a temp sensor there. Great. Now I wonder if this solder was melted and actually touching that. Or if it's the FETs that run. Well, let's see. Now I've taken that off there. Is there still a short between the pos and neg? Or not? Yep, there is. This is the positive trace. That's the, well, I don't know actually. No, I think that's the ground. Sorry. Key there is. It all looks reasonably normal. Hard to say. I think it's a multi-layer PCB as well. I've got a juice all over the FETs there. I don't know what that is. Something liquidy. But none of them look that blown up. Don't look exploded. Quite often when the FETs blow you see a big chunk taken out of them, but they don't even look that bad. And it's a dead short as well, because if you connect any power supply to it, it immediately just overcurrents and shuts off. They don't look damaged. Well, who could say? Not too sure. See, the components that bridge these are... That's like a dead short between the two, though. No, that's for the... It's a separate pad that's not linked. Separate pad not linked. Not linked. These are the phases here. So 4 FETs for that phase, 4 FETs for that phase, 4 FETs for that phase. There. So green, yellow, and blue phase. Weirdly, the blue phase has a cable coming off it. Does that go to? Goes to the alarm. That probably shorts the alarm output. And maybe locks the wheel up when the alarm goes off or something like that, because maybe it shorts the phase to ground. Or something like that, very hard to say. Well, inconclusive at best, because if it was just one of these tiny components that were shorting, there was a 60-volt battery on here. If it was one of these tiny components that were shorting, you expect it to have just been blown sky high and be missing off the board. I don't know the answer to that one. Without starting to really test things and get deep into it, I'm going to go ahead and say it's impossible to tell, but interesting nonetheless. There's no even real discoloration on the board, like something's blown or anything. It measures the current going through there and through like a ferrite ring, which is quite cool in there. Who knows? Try it anyway.